We are once again back in Ash's Red Range playing against the end of Argaia, this time going against the Rebirth aspect and using one of the Phoenixborn's pre-made decks this time instead of the included time deck, which I am not too fond of, but I am quite fond of Orrick Gilstream's original deck. I know that a lot of people don't like him and they think that he's bottom tier, but in PvE, especially with the way that the rules work and how you make the decisions for the Dragonborn/Chimera, he's actually quite strong and it's quite funny to see the Chimera play against him. So, I am once again removing a single card from his deck, 3 copies of a single card from his deck. That is Fate Reflection. This is a reaction spell that costs either a turtle or a wolf. You may play the spell after a unit you control is dealt damage by a spell, ability, or dice power an opponent controls. Prevent that damage from being received and then deal an equal amount of damage to target unit an opponent controls. This is quite good in PvP. Once again, this is not that great in PvE because what dice power or spell or abilities is causing damage to your units. So I am taking that out and I am replacing it with Snakebite. This is a ready spell, side action, and a snake. And I'm going to explain what that card does when we play it because I am almost certainly going to play it. This is also a dual color deck. We are using Charm and Time Dice. And other than that, the deck is not modified. So let's begin. Orrick Gilstream has a battlefield of 5, spellboard of 5, and 19 HP. So big numbers all around. I'm going to start with Summon Ash Spirit, Sunshield Sentry, Summon Ruby Cobra, Generosity, and Concentration. The idea behind this deck is to basically meditate behind your exploding sheep while the Chimera throws themselves at your exploding sheep. Let us begin. 1, 2, 3 hourglasses and a turtle. 1 snake, 2 hearts, 2 basics. Okay. Even if I got a bad roll though, it would have been fine because Orrick Gilstream is very, very good at meditating. So I'm going to start with a Sunshield Sentry. This is a pretty big beefy unit to start with, and by beefy I mean tanky. This costs a turtle, a heart, and a basic. What basic am I going to use? I will use a time basic. This is a 2/5/1 with deflect. When this unit is declared as a blocker, you may choose target unblocked attacking unit. That unit is no longer attacking. Now, in Ash's Red Range, this is basically never going to matter unless you're playing against the Siege of Lord's Wall, because multiple units do not attack in Ash's Red Range except for that one box. But in PvP and in Ash's Ascendancy, multiple units will attack if they have the center icon, so Sunshield Sentry's ability is better in that case. I am mainly playing this unit, however, because they have Alert. Do not place exhaustion tokens on this unit as a result of countering, and countering is the part that makes you exhaust. It's not blocking or guarding for a unit. It's the countering part, which you are forced to do when you block or guard. Side action, let's play Concentration. This is a ready spell that only Orrick can use, and it costs a side action to play. For a main or side action, exhausting this and 2 dice, 2 basic dice, you can place your status token on your Phoenixborn, draw a card, choose a die in your exhausted pool, and place it into your active pool on a side of your choice. So it basically costs 1 dice, but you can use this to get the dice that you need. So for example, if I needed another heart, for example, if I needed another charm die, and I had no more charm dice, I could use Concentration, use 2 time dice and exhaust them, and then bring back a charm dice on a side of my choice. It also has Focus 1. Then, if there are 7 or more status tokens on your Phoenixborn, attach the Awakened State Conjured Alteration spell to your unit, or to your Phoenixborn. And this is basically the Avatar state. You have Awakened, and now for a side action, you can remove a status token from your Phoenixborn and choose an opponent, deal 1 damage to target unit they control, and deal 1 damage to their Phoenixborn, which is very, very strong. 0 dice for 2 damage. All you have to do is hit the Avatar state. So let us roll to see what they do. And a basic and a 1. 1 is just a reveal, and they reveal Ignition. Ignition is a 3/3/2. At the start of the Chimera's turn, remove 1 status token from this unit to attach a Red Feather Conjured Alteration spell to the rightmost aspect on this battlefield without any attached to it. Okay. I would love to kill it, but I'm not gonna be able to. Even if I attack, my Sunshield Sentry only has 2 attacks, so let's go Summon Ash Spirit for my main action. This costs a heart to play, which is somewhat expensive if you need to play a heart just to play the ready spell, but it has a pretty good ability. For a main action, exhausting, and an hourglass, you can place an Ash Spirit Conjuration onto your battlefield, and then all players draw a card. And when the Chimera or Dragonborn draw a card, they instead discard cards from the top of their deck. And then once they reach a mill state, they will start taking mill damage whenever they would have to discard a card from the top of their deck and they have no deck, which they will physically have a deck because they will shuffle their graveyard. But when it comes to the rules, they will be fatigued. It's the word they use, fatigued. And they will start taking more damage. This also has Focus 1. Then each opponent who could not draw a card must discard one card of choice from their hand, which again, when they discard a card from their hand, they discard a card from the top of their deck. Side action, I will do nothing. It is their turn. Ignition is going to activate. Remove a status token to give the rightmost unit without one a red feather, and let us roll to see what they do. 9 and a basic. 9 is raise one rage die 1 level and then reveal. And they reveal Decelerate. Oh, that's not good. After the opposing player takes a side action or plays a reaction spell, they must discard one card off the top of their draw pile. This is a 2/2/1, and that's actually really quite annoying. I don't like that. Because Orrick loves taking side action, and he loves meditating. So, let's go. Main action. Well, if the Ignition attacks, my Sun Shield Sentry isn't going to be able to kill it by countering anyway, so I'd rather get something out that can kill it, so I'm going to use my Summon Ash Spirit, exhaust this, and use an Hourglass to put an Ash Spirit onto the board. Ash Spirit is a 0/2/0, so you might think it won't be able to kill the Ignition, but it has 2 Ash. After this unit is destroyed as a result of an attack from a unit an opponent controls, destroy that target unit. So anything that attacks and kills Ash Spirit will also be destroyed. It also has Smolder 1. At the end of the round, deal 1 damage to target Phoenixborn whose owner has no cards in their draw pile. So if they are at a mill state, they are also incentivized to kill the Ash Spirit, otherwise they will take damage even though they have not drawn anything. So it's their turn. They are going to remove a token, give a red feather to Decelerate, and then roll to see what they do. Red Rains and a 6. 6 is reveal, attacked with the revealed aspect if able, that is Respark. At the end of the round, and when this unit is destroyed, add a face-down aspect card to this battlefield. 3/2/2, big attack unit, and it's going to turn this 5 aspect round into a 6 aspect round when it dies, or at the end of the round. So unfortunately, it is attacking, and it is attacking Orc Gillstream directly. I will have my Sun Shield Sentry block this, but because they have Alert, they will not exhaust a counterattack, and they are forced to counterattack, which would normally exhaust them, but they won't because of the Alert. So that will kill Respark, dealing 2 blood damage to the Chimera. However, Respark is destroyed, so they get another face-down aspect. Now it's my turn, and main action, I'm going to summon Ruby Cobra, and no side action, because I still don't want to discard cards off the top of my deck. Basic and a 4. 4 is attack if able, if not reveal. So Ignition is attacking the Ash Spirit. Ash Spirit is going to die and explode in the Ignition's face, killing it, dealing 2 blood damage to the Chimera. Oh, my bad. When I used to summon Ash Spirit, everyone should have drawn a card. So they should have discarded a card off the top of their deck, and I should have drawn a card into my hand, and that's a concentration. Ooh, excellent. Okay, well, I don't want to play it this turn. I'm going to play it next turn. So this turn, main action, instead of a side action, I'm going to use my concentration, use 2 dice. I'm going to choose 2 Hourglasses, and then I can place a status token on my Phoenixborn, draw a card, and I drew a Snakebite, excellent, and then I get to return a dice from my exhausted pool onto a side of my choice. I'm going to bring back the Hourglass as a turtle, and that's going to be it for my main action. It is their turn, please attack. I really want that Decelerate to be exhausted. 2 is attack if able, if not reveal, excellent. Okay, so Decelerate is attacking my rightmost unit. Sun Shield Sentry is going to guard, or not guard, it's going to take that and counterattack. Sun Shield Sentry is going to die from this attack. Decelerate is going to take 2 damage, but they are now exhausted, so they no longer have Decelerate, and I don't have to discard cards off the top of my deck anymore if I do a side action. So now that I am free to do side actions, I am going to use... No, wait, no, I am not going to take that. Orc Gillstream is going to take that hit. Orc Gillstream is going to jump in front of Sun Shield Sentry once per round and take that hit. And now it is my turn, and now that I can do side actions without being penalized, I'm going to use Generosity. This is a action spell, but it costs a side action and a main action and a heart or an Hourglass. I'm going to use a snake since I don't have a heart. Resolve the following effects listed below. Choose target opponent to resolve a different effect of their choice, then resolve the last chosen effect. So there are 3 beneficial effects on this card, and in a PvP game, I would get a good effect, your opponent gets a good effect, and then I get a good effect. But in a PvE game, I choose for the opponent, so I get to choose what they do. So the options are remove 1 exhaustion token from a Phoenixborn or ready spell you control. I'm going to remove 1 from Ash Spirit. Draw, and then for them, I'm going to choose for them to draw 3 cards, and when they draw cards, they instead discard off the top of their deck. And then I'm going to choose to remove 2 wound tokens from your Phoenixborn or unit you control. So I'm going to remove 2 wound tokens from Sunshield Sentry, because they are still very useful, and I like having them be healed. So that's going to be my main and side action, and because Decelerate is exhausted now, they no longer make me discard a card off the top of my deck. So let's roll for them. Oh, that's a Red Rains and a 12. Okay, so they get a Red Rains token, and they get to reveal a Blazing Speed. Blazing Speed has, when this unit comes into play, the Chimera gains the following effect for the remainder of the turn. After this turn, the Chimera takes an additional turn against the opposing player. So now it is their turn once again, which, to be completely honest, I am quite fine with. I actually like when Blazing Speed comes up, because most of the time when I'm playing PvE, I just want to stall. If I could just pass every turn, I would. Not every turn, but most of the turns I would. But when they have face down units, that means they would get another die raised. But Blazing Speed is just like, nope, I'm just going to take another action, and I am fine with that. So, roll a basic and a 9. 9 is raise 1 rage die 1 level, and reveal a Ignition. Okay. So what's going to happen? Ignition won't attack for a little bit. Blazing Speed will attack directly. Sunshield Sentry can take this and kill the Blazing Speed. And then after that, I will have to kill the Summon Ash Spirit. So I'm going to go side action. I'm going to meditate because I still need another snake to use my Snake Bite. So I'm going to meditate 1 card off the top of my deck, and I will raise a basic into a snake, and then I'm going to use Orrick's ability. Orrick says, after taking a meditate action, you may place 1 exhaustion token on this card to place the first card discarded off of your draw pile during that action into your hand. So I meditated, I discarded Summon Ash Spirit from the top of my deck, I can place an exhaust on him, and put the Ash Spirit into my hand, which is convenient, because now I'm going to play the Summon Ash Spirit. I'm going to main action, use a heart, or a snake in this case, to play my Summon Ash Spirit, and now it is their turn. Ignition is going to activate, give a red feather to the Ignition. It is the rightmost unit without 1, and roll to see what they do. Red Rains and a 4. Okay, so that is 5 Red Rains. They now get another Red Rains token. 4 is attack available if not reveal, so Blazing Speed is going to attack me directly. Sunshield Sentry is going to block this. They're going to take 2 damage. And that's going to kill the Blazing Speed, dealing 1 blood damage to the Chimera. Now that the only one left that can attack is Ignition, I am going to use my Summon Ash Spirit. I'm going to use a Turtle, exhaust Summon Ash Spirit, place an Ash Spirit onto my board, and all players draw a card, so they discard a card off the top of their deck, and it is their turn. Unfortunately, I don't have another... Oh no, wait. Oh, I did that really badly, but it's okay. Unfortunately, I don't have another Hourglass to play my second Ash Spirit, but that's okay. So, roll to see what they do. Oh, the Ignition uses the token, but there are no rightmost units without a red feather, so nobody gets a red feather. Red Rains on a 9. 9 is raise 1 basic rage die 1 level, and then reveal a Decelerate. Okay. Well, now other units are face up, so they're just going to attack from left to right, so I think I'm okay with this board state, actually. I'm not going to do a side action just yet, because I can just pass, so I'm going to pass. It's their turn. They're going to attack from left to right. Ignition is going to attack Ash Spirit. That's going to kill Ash Spirit, but that's going to explode in their face, killing the Ignition, dealing 2 more blood damage to them. My turn, I'm still going to pass. Their turn, Decelerate is going to attack the Sunshield Sentry, and they're going to kill each other, dealing 1 more blood damage to the Chimera. And now it's my turn, and I still have a heart left. Oh, I would really like to play my I can play my concentration next turn. It's okay. Okay, yeah, I'm going to meditate. I'm going to meditate by discarding a card off the top of my deck. Sunshield Sentry, that's okay. Change this to a snake. And then for my main action, I'm going to use my snake, exhaust Summon Ruby Cobra to play Ruby Cobra. To place a Ruby Cobra onto my board. Ruby Cobra is a 0/2/0, which seems bad, but it has Intimidate 1. When this unit is declared as an attacker, add 1 to its attack value for the remainder of the turn, and then choose target opponent to discard 1 card off the top of their draw pile. So this is a mill card. It also has Charming. This unit cannot be targeted by attacks from units with a charm die on them. So, that's my main action. It's their turn, they pass. My turn, side action. I'm going to play Concentration for a side action. And then main action, Ruby Cobra is going to attack Decelerate. They get +1 attack for this attack. And let's see if they guard. Roll a 2, they do not guard this attack. So Decelerate takes 1 damage. And they have to mill 1 card off the top of their deck. Their turn they pass, my turn, I have no more dice so I can't do anything, so that's the end of the round. Everyone recovers, refill their board, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're down to 2 cards in their draw pile. Unfortunately, they have 1 living unit, so they're going to get a red rains, which brings them up to 3, which triggers their first ultimate, which is... For each of the Chimera's opponents, remove their leftmost unit from the game. For each of the Chimera's battlefields, attach a red feather conjured alteration spell to the leftmost unit. So their leftmost unit is going to get a red feather, and now it is the end of the round. So I'm going to take 2 damage, 1 from each red feather. And let us roll our dice to see our new mana. We get 2 3 hearts. Love seeing that, and 2 basics. And 1, 2 turtles, and 3 hourglasses. Ooh. Okay. I am good with this. So, they go first. Let's roll to see what they do. Rolled a basic and a 5. 5 is reveal, attacked with the revealed aspect. Didn't like that, and it's a respark. Alright, so respark is exhausted, and I take 3 damage. And unfortunately, I don't really have a way to kill the respark. I wanted them to run into an exploding sheep, but I guess I will just use my exploding sheep. So, Hourglass and exhaust a summon Ash Spirit to put an exploding sheep on the board for my main action, and no side action because Decelerate is out there. Let us roll to see what they do. Red Rains and 10. 10 is reveal. Attach a red feather to the revealed aspect. That is another respark. Okay. Cool. Excellent. Great. Awesome. My turn. Oh, they also have to mill a card off the top of their deck when I did these Ash Spirit, and I'm supposed to draw a card as well. I always forget about that. My turn, I'm just going to place another Exploding Sheep on the board. So, Exploding Sheep. Everyone draws a card. And now their deck is empty. So, they shuffle their graveyard. And what happens is, in Red Rains originally, they would now be fatigued. So they can no longer draw cards. Any cards that would cause them to draw a card would no longer make them draw a card. However, anytime they would be forced to discard a card off the top of their deck, they would take a damage for each card discarded. But in Ash's Ascendancy, they made it so that you have to mill them twice to do that, and they recommend that you do that when you're playing Red Rains. I don't personally like that. I think that's too punishing to mill players. But I do agree that it is too easy for mill players in Ash's Red Rains. So I guess we're going to do it the Ascendancy way, and we're going to say that they are fatigued after shuffling them, after milling them one more time. And no side action. Their turn 4 and a Red Rains. Stop rolling Red Rains. Reveal, attacked with the revealed aspect if able. Not what I wanted to see. Ignition. Okay, that's good actually. Ignition attacks the Ash Spirit, kills the Ash Spirit. They explode in their face, dealing 2 more blood damage to the Ignition. Oh, did I forgot to draw up to my hand of 5. These were my cards in my hand before that, so I should have 3 more cards in my hand. Silly me. I always forget to draw cards when I'm playing this deck, even though this deck is all about drawing cards. You would think I'd remember. Okay. So I have a Summon Ash Spirit in my hand. I'm going to play that for my main action. That does cost a heart. And no side action. Once again, it is their turn. 5 and a Red Rains. That's 5 Red Rains. So they once again get a Red Rains token. 5 is Reveal, attacked with the revealed aspect. Plume is attacking Ash Spirit. That's going to kill Ash Spirit, killing the Plume. Plume has when this unit is declared as an attacker, place a red feather to this unit, but the Exploding Sheep is going to kill it, so I'm not going to bother, dealing 2 more blood damage to the Chimera. Now it is my turn. I would think that they have no face-down units. However, when these Resparks die, and at the end of the round, they're going to get more face-down units, so I got to keep that in mind. So Decelerate is going to attack, and it's going to deal me 2 damage. And I'm kind of okay with that. I'm going to main action, play Summon Ruby Cobra, no side action. It is their turn. Decelerate is attacking, dealing me 2 damage. Now they are exhausted, so I can take side actions again, but first I'm going to do my Summon Ash Spirit. Everyone's going to draw a card. And I get an Ash Spirit out. Side action, I will do a Meditate action. I'm going to Meditate off the top of my deck. That's a Captivate, good. I'm going to exhaust Orrick to put the Captivate into my hand. And now it is their turn. Respark is going to attack Ash Spirit, making the explosion kill the Respark, dealing 2 more blood damage to the Chimera, but now they get a face-down unit because it was destroyed. Now it is my turn, and they have another face-down unit, which is inconvenient, but that should be fine. I am going to... All my exploding sheep are now exhausted, so I don't need any more time dice, I think. Not this turn, that's okay, yep. So I'm going to use 2 turtles and a main action to use concentration, place a status token onto my Phoenixborn, draw a card, and choose a dice in my exhausted pool. Oh, that's a generosity. Ooh, never mind. I'm going to bring back a turtle, actually, to bring back onto a side of my choice. So that was my main action, and side action, I'm not going to do anything. Actually, side action, I'm going to use the second concentration, using a side action this time, using 2 basic hearts. Get to draw a card. Bring back a dice on a side of my choice. I'm going to bring this back as a snake. And place a status token onto my Phoenixborn. Now it is their turn. Now they have a face-down unit, so we will roll to see what they do. And they got a red range and 11. 11 is reveal, attach a red feather to the revealed aspect. And that's a decelerate. That's a decelerate. I'm so annoyed. Okay. Well, next turn they're just going to attack with the decelerate. There's nothing really I can do about that. This is really not a good situation for me. I am just going to pass. So I'm passing, Decelerate is attacking, and I'm going to take 2 damage to the face, bringing me up to 11 out of 19. Unfortunately, they have 3 red feathers, so I'm going to take 3 more damage at the end of the round unless I can kill their units, but they are harder to kill because they have the red feathers. I'm thinking what I should do is just start playing some Ruby Cobras and going from there. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to use my main action, use a... I should not have brought back a turtle, I should have brought back a heart. Now that I see the board state, things would be fine if I brought back a heart. That's okay. I'm going to use a snake to use Summon Ruby Cobra, bring back a Ruby Cobra to the board. For my main action, for my side action, I'm going to meditate 1 card off the top of my deck, that's a Flock Shepherd, and turn this into a snake. Third turn they pass, my turn, I'm going to use a snake to do the other Summon Ruby Cobra. Third turn they pass, my turn, I'm going to do Ruby Cobra attacks. Let's go Ruby Cobra attacks this Decelerate, let's see if they guard. 6, they don't guard, so Ruby Cobra deals 1 damage to the Decelerate, not killing it, but they do have to mill a card off the top of their deck. Third turn they pass, my turn, Ruby Cobra is attacking this Decelerate. That's a 9, they do guard this time, so they will take 1 damage, instead of the Decelerate taking the damage. And they discard a card off the top of their deck. Oh wait, my bad, I thought that Rao the Meek was not unexhausted. Okay, before I do those attacks, before I do that, I'm going to use a heart for my main action, Rouse a Meek. This says, resolve the following effects once for each unexhausted you control with a printed attack value of 0. So let's just pretend that I didn't do this. Do the attacks. You may deal 1 damage to target unit and opponent control. So I have 2 units, so I can deal 1 damage twice. And what I was going to do is 1 damage to the Respark and 1 damage to this Decelerate, because I don't want to kill them. I kind of want to try to keep them alive so I can kill them all at the end of the, or at the beginning of the next round, to clear out some units immediately at the start of the round. That's kind of what I want to do. So none of them are dead, and I have no more actions I can take because everything cost a dice in my hand. Oh, actually, I do have a Generosity. Yeah, I have a Generosity in my hand, so third turn to pass, my turn, main action and side action, I'm going to use my turtle to use Generosity, resolve the following effects, blah blah blah. First, I'm going to heal 2 damage for myself, so I'm back down to 9 damage. I'm going to have them draw 3 cards, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to remove a exhaustion token from a card, from a Phoenixborn or Ready spell I control. I'm going to choose my Phoenixborn, and then it's third turn they pass, my turn, I'm going to meditate off the top of my deck, and I'm going to exhaust Orrick to put this back into my hand. That was a side action, unfortunately. So I don't have a main action, and they just pass, so that's the end of the round, so I can't play this Concentrate, but that's okay. So, end of the round, we unexhaust everything, refill their board. Now they get 3 Red Rain tokens, which will immediately trigger their ultimate. Their next ultimate says, for each of the Chimera's opponent, remove the leftmost unit and a ready spell they control from the game. I'm going to remove a Summon Ruby Cobra from the game, because I really like my Ash Spirits. And then for each of the Chimera's battlefields, attach a Red Feather Conjured Alteration spell to the leftmost unit. That's going to go on this Decelerate, and this is going to go away. Now they're at Behavior 3, and they have 4 Red Feathers on their board. So I'm going to take 4 more damage putting me back up to 13 damage. Unfortunately, it is the end of the round, and Respark is still here, so they will also get another face down aspect. So this is now a 6 aspect turn, and when the Respark dies, it will become a 7 aspect turn. Lovely. This time I do go first, however, so let's roll the dice and see what we get. Hourglass, hourglass, hourglass. 2 basics. 1 snake, 2, 3 hearts. At this point, I can choose to discard any cards if I want to. I'm not going to discard any cards. I have a hand of 8, so I would have to discard 5 cards at least if I want to draw a card via drawing a card at the beginning of my turn, or at the beginning of the round. So what do I want to do? I want to summon another... I have a Rouse-A-Meek. I want to summon another Ash Spirit. So, Hourglass, exhaust summon Ash Spirit, we all draw a card. Flock Shepherd, hey. And then I get an Ash Spirit out. Side action, I want to play my Concentrate. Third turn, roll to see what they do. Basic and a 6. 6 is reveal attack with the revealed aspect if able. Oh, did I... Oh, wait, Decelerate is there. There's 2 unexhausted Decelerates. I'm not going to play my Concentrate for my side action. Plume, and they get a red feather, and when this is declared as an attacker, they will get another red feather. My turn, more Exploding Sheep. Exhaust this, Hourglass, everyone draws a card. And I get another Exploding Sheep. Third turn, I'm not going to do a side action. Red Rains and a 2. 2 is attack if able, if not reveal. So Decelerate is attacking my Ash Spirit. That will kill the Ash Spirit. Exploding in their face, killing Decelerate, dealing them 1 blood damage. My turn. Exploding Sheep. All players draw a card. Now their deck is empty for the second time. So we are going to say that they start taking mill damage if they have to discard cards off the top of their deck. Their turn, roll to see what they do. Got a 4 and a Red Rains. 4 is reveal, attack with the revealed aspect if able. They reveal a Decelerate, and it kills an Exploding Sheep. Yeah, it kills the Exploding Sheep, dealing them 1 more blood damage. Unfortunately, my Exploding Sheep are now out, so I need to either unexhaust them or play something else for once. I guess it wouldn't hurt to play something else for once. So let us go summon Ruby Cobra. To put a Ruby Cobra out onto the board. Which I cannot do because they are removed from the game. Never mind, I will not do that. Alright, fine. Let's go main action, Heart, Rouse-A-Meek instead. Resolve the following effects once for each unexhausted unit you have with 0 attack. I have 2, so I get to deal 2 damage. Or I get to deal 1 damage twice. I would deal 1 damage to the Decelerate twice, killing it, dealing 1 more blood damage to the Chimera. And now that they are dead, I feel free to take side actions. So for my side action, I am going to meditate 2 of my Ash Spirits away. Summon Ash Spirits are going to go to the graveyard. These 2 are going to become turtles. And you'll see why I did that in a moment. It is their turn. We will roll to see what they do. Red Rains and a 7/7 says, remove the top card of target opposing player's draw pile from the game. Okay, sure. Removing Generosity from the game. That's not good. I would have rather have that. And reveal. And they reveal another Respark. Oh my goodness. Holy cow. So this was a 7 aspect game already. A 7 aspect round. Now it's going to become a 8, 9 aspect round. Jeez, when I have to deal with the Resparks. Okay. I will use main action. Recollect. This is a main action. It costs an Hourglass. Choose a ready spell you control. Search your discard pile for all cards with the same title and place them into your hand. I'm going to choose Summon Ash Spirit, which I just meditated away. So now I can bring back both my Summon Ash Spirits into my hand. Now it's their turn. Respark is going to attack. Oh no. Yeah, they don't roll anymore. Respark is going to attack. Ash Spirit is going to block, killing the Respark, dealing 2 more blood to the Chimera. They're up to 20 out of 35, but now because it died, they get a face-down unit, or a face-down card. My turn, summon Ash Spirit for a heart. For my main action, for my side action, I will do Nothing. Side action, I'm going to play my concentration. Their turn, now they roll because they have a face down card. Basic and a 3/3 is reveal, attack with the revealed aspect of Fable. This is Immaculate. This has Defender, so they will not attack. However, this is a special Defender card. It has like Super Defender. This has Immaculate. Aspects without Immaculate on this battlefield cannot be targeted by spells, abilities, or dice powers an opponent controls. So not only can I not attack any other unit but Immaculate, I can no longer target any other unit but the Immaculate. And it is a 2/2/1. However, they will not attack. So now it is my turn. I'm going to do another Summon Ash Spirit. Everyone draws a card, they can't draw a card, so they instead discard a card from their hand, so they will still discard a card off the top of their deck, but that's not milling a card, so they won't take the mill damage, I don't think. And I got a Rouse a Meek, and I get my Ash Spirit back out. It is their turn. They're attacking from left to right. Plume is going to attack my rightmost unit, killing Ruby Cobra. My turn, I will play another Summon Ash Spirit. This cost a heart. It's a shame, actually. Okay, and then Respark is going to attack me directly. Ash Spirit is going to block, exploding in their face, dealing 2 more blood damage to the Chimera. However, they once again get another face down aspect. Now it's my turn, and I need an Hourglass now to play the Ash Spirit, so I'm going to use Side Action, Concentration, use 2 dice, place a status token on my Phoenixborn, draw a card, choose a dice in my Exhausted pool and place it back in any side, so I'm going to choose a Turtle. And then I'm going to use that turtle for my main action to summon Ash Spirit. Everyone draws a card. And I get my Ash Spirit back out. Now it is their turn. Roll a Red Rains. That's the 5th Red Rains dice, so they get another Red Rains token. They're now up to 2, and they rolled a 4. 4 is Reveal. Attacks with revealed aspect of Able. Ignition is attacking the Ash Spirit, killing them both. Dealing 2 more blood damage to the Chimeras are up to 24. I only have to deal 11 more damage. That's gonna be a hard time, though. I have no more dice. I guess main action, summon Ruby Cobra. That doesn't cost anything to play. And I have no more dice, so I can't do anything. Alright. That was a rough round. And things are about to get even more rough. So, what's gonna happen now? End of the round. Refill their battlefield, and they get 2 Red Rain tokens, so they get to do their ult, and they're back up down to 1 Red Rains token. Their ultimate says, for each of the Chimera's battlefield, place an affront to the Phoenix unit, conjured aspect to the left of all other units unless there is one on that battlefield. If there is, they get 2 red feathers attached to them. If it is currently the recovery phase, do this step after replenishing aspects, so they get an affront to the Phoenix. This is a 6/4/3 big, beefy unit. Big, huge, beefy unit. Kind of makes up for it by having Blood 3. This is the only Blood 3 aspect as far as I know. And now that the ultimate has triggered, we move on to the end of the round. End of the round, they have 1 red feather, so I take 1 more damage. That's not that bad. I'm at 14 out of 19. And then Affront to the Phoenix has Kill. At the end of the round, the target opposing player must remove 1 of their dice from the game. So I have to go into the next round where they go first with 9 dice instead of 10. I'm going to remove a charm dice from the game. So let's roll to see... Oh, everyone unexhaust as well. Oh, actually, I think Plume attacked at some point, and I forgot to give them a red feather. So I should take 1 more damage at the end of the round. So now I'm at 15 out of 19 instead. And they also go first this time, and I have no units. So if they roll attack, then Affront to the Phoenix is going to swing at my face for 6, and I will just lose. This is a... they should only have 5 aspects, not 6. Yeah, I think they should only have 5 aspects. I don't see any reason why they would have 6. So, I rolled... that's a lot of basic... Nothing but basic charm dice, and I only have 4 of them. And nothing but hourglasses for the time dice. And now we roll to see what they do. 6 and a basic. 6 is remove the top card of the opposing player's draw pile from the game. That was a Flock Shepherd. And then we reveal... an Immaculate. Alright, so I really can't target the Affront to the Phoenix. However, I still can play my Summon Ash Spirit. Thank goodness for Ash Spirit. I'm going to draw a card, and I get an Ash Spirit out. This cost an Hourglass, which I already used. Please attack the Ash Spirit. Basic and a 2/2 is attack if able, if not reveal. Okay, so a front-footed Phoenix is going to attack. They're going to attack the Ash Spirit, which is going to kill it, dealing them 3 blood damage. So they're up to 27. My turn, Ash Spirit. Everyone draws a card. I cannot draw a card, but I don't take any damage from this because this is not the beginning of the round. You only take damage from drawing from an empty draw pile at the beginning of the round, not any other time. So I'm going to get an Ash Spirit out. I've already discarded a card from their deck. Let us roll to see what they do. 10 and a Rage. 10 is Reveal. Attach a red feather to the revealed aspect. And they reveal a Blazing Speed. And now they take another turn after this because Blazing Speed makes them take another turn. Plume is going to attack my leftmost unit, killing the Ash Spirit once again, which will also explode and kill the Plume, dealing 2 more blood to the opponent. They're at 29 out of 35. I only have to do 6 more damage. How am I going to do 6 more damage? Okay. Next is what's going to happen is Blazing Speed is going to attack. So let's go Sun Shield Sentry. I'm going to use Concentration for my side action. Use 2 dice and bring one of them back as a turtle. And I get a status token. And I'm going to use turtle. Oh, I don't have a heart either. Oh, I don't have a heart. Never mind, I'm just going to meditate. Yeah, I'm just going to meditate. I'm going to meditate by discarding from my hand because these are not doing me any good in my hand. Let's discard a Captivate as well. Or actually, I only need 2. I'm going to discard 2 cards from my hand to change this to a turtle and a heart, and I'm going to use a turtle and a heart and a basic to play my Sunshield Sentry. It is third turn. Blazing Speed is going to attack me directly. Sunshield Sentry is going to block and counterattack, killing the Blazing Speed, dealing 1 more blood damage. They're now at 30 out of 35, and they're going to take 2 damage from the attack. My turn, I will... Ooh, I need my Sunshield Sentry to die. They went first this round. Next round, I'm going to go first, so I can play my Summon Ash Spirit, or I can use my Ash Spirit, and then... Yeah. Okay. I am going to meditate. I'm going to use Concentration, 2 dice away, give myself a status token, draw a card, whatever, bring a dice back. Third turn, they pass. My turn, I'm going to do that again. 1 more status token, get a dice back. And now I'm at 6 out of 7. And then third one, I'm going to do another Concentrate, bring a dice back, get a status token. And because that is my 7th status token, I have now reached the Awakened state. As a side action, I can remove a status token from me to deal 1 damage to their Phoenixborn and to a unit they control. So, that was my main action Concentration. I'm going to do side action, remove a status token from me, deal 1 damage to them and a unit I control. I'm going to do 1 to this Immaculate, and 1 to their Chimera. They're now at 31. Third turn, they pass. My turn, I need main actions. So for my main action, I am going to Sunshield Sentry attack this Immaculate. They're not going to guard for this because they have Defender. So they're going to kill the Immaculate. That's going to deal 2 more damage back to my Sunshield Sentry. And they're now exhausted. And they take 1 blood damage. They're at 32. Third turn, they don't do anything. My turn, I am going to pass. And now we enter Recovery Step. Sunshield Sentry heals 1 damage. They refill their board. And they get 1 more red range token because I have a unit that is alive. And now I go first this time. And I have to reroll all my dice. I forgot about that. I'm going to keep the turtle. 1, 2, 3 hearts. And a basic. 2 hourglasses and 2 basics. So, side action, I'm going to concentrate, or I'm going to use my Awakened State, remove 1 status from me, deal 1 damage to their Immaculate, which will kill it, and deal 1 damage to the end of Argaia, so now they take 2 more damage. Now they're at 34 out of 35. That was my side action. In main action, Sunshield Sentry is going to attack them directly. They don't have any units to block with, so they take 2 more damage and they are dead. Okay, they are dead. They are dead. That was close. That was going really badly for a long time, but that went... I played some of that pretty badly, but when in doubt, play Exploding Sheep and you will be fine. That's all you gotta do, is just play your Exploding Sheep and meditate. Hide behind your Exploding Sheep and meditate. And that is how you play Orrick Gillstream, apparently. I didn't actually end up using any of my snake bites, which was a shame, because you actually can do some cool stuff with Snakebite and Captivate. So Snakebite specifically is a side action and it costs you a snake. When the spell comes into play, you may choose a charm in your exhausted pool and resolve its dice power without resolving its effect. So charm dice on enemy units, you place them on enemy units, and that gives them -1 attack. As a main action, oh, actually I could have just... Oh wow, I forgot about this. As a main action and exhausting this, you can deal 1 damage to target unit with a charm die on it, or if it has focus 1, you may instead deal 1 damage to target Phoenixborn, whose owner has no cards in their draw pile. So once you have reached end game and they have no cards in their draw pile, if you have 3 snake bites on your board, you can just go 3 main actions, deal them 3 damage because they have no draw pile. And Captivate says when this spell, or this is a main action, cost a heart. It is also a ready spell. When this spell comes into play, you may destroy target exhausted unit with a charm die on it. So you can play the snake bite side action to put it onto a unit, and in main action, you can play this Captivate to destroy the exhausted unit with a charm die on it. And for a side action and exhausting this, you can choose target unit. That unit cannot be declared as an attacker until the start of your next turn or the next round. So if you have 3 of these on your board, and let's say they had a unit face up, let's say it was Plume, and you were like, man, I really do not want them to attack with that Plume, but I still want to do stuff. I still want to do main actions. You can go side action, Plume, you can't attack next turn. So they're still unexhausted, but then they have to pass because that's their only unit. And then you can do your main action stuff and then do the second Captivate. Plume, you can't do that. So they pass, and then it's your turn, you do 1 more main action, and then you Captivate them. Plume, you can't attack, so they pass. And then during your turn, you can do a side action, and then you pass, and then the round has ended without that Plume attacking. So Snakebite with Captivate does a lot of fun stuff. A, it helps you automatically kill things, and B, it helps you deal damage and stall, which is pretty cool. It's one of the ways you can control what your opponent can and can't do. In PvP, it's a lot harder to do, but in PvE, it's a really fun thing to pull off, which I couldn't really show off in this round, unfortunately, but I think you understand why. I had a lot going on. What was that, like a 9 aspect round? Or was that 8 aspects? I don't remember fully, but still. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this game of Ash's Red Rains, and hopefully I will see you next time when we play against the Siege of Lord's Wall, which is actually the box I recommend people get as their first Red Rains box, and I will explain why when we are playing that game. See you then.